video, I'm going to talk about the fact that Amberlynn Reid did not dox Jade. Haters doxed Jade. Here's a quick summary of what happened in this situation. Amberlynn Reid broke up with her ex, and she quickly rebounded into a relationship with a woman named Jade. Jade chatted in during one of Amberlynn's live streams, and Amberlynn dropped a couple of clues about Jade during the live streams. Jade came to visit and then moved in with Amberlynn. They were together for a while, then they broke up, and Jade drove Amberlynn to Oklahoma, where she currently lives. During their relationship, Jade answered a couple of Instagram questions. She answered a couple of questions when FaceTiming with Amberlynn on live, and she was around, I guess, while Amberlynn was filming during their relationship. But other than that, she had no involvement in Amberlynn's channel. She wasn't a real character. Amberlynn didn't even show Jade's face on the channel. Jade would just sort of be living in the apartment that they lived in, and Amberlynn would be vlogging in the apartment that they lived in, and that led to Jade being on camera several times. The most Jade did was sit down for a recorded conversation with Amberlynn about the downfall of their relationship. And I don't think that that's a video that they should have done, but we can talk about that later because that's not the topic of this video. Because of the clues that I mentioned before, Hater Nation thinks that Amberlynn doxed Jade. So I don't even feel good calling these clues because it's clear that they weren't for Hater Nation to use to suss out who Jade was and Jade's location. It's clear that they were being used for Jade. Amberlynn was saying this stuff to Jade in a sort of teasing way. So Amberlynn saying, I might go visit New York, was clearly something for Jade because Jade lived in New York. And not for Hater Nation to try to figure out which of the 20 million or so people that make up the population of New York state is Jade. You could say that Amberlynn shouldn't have been doing that during her live stream, which I would agree with. I don't think that it's very polite to charge people for a live stream and then to text the whole time, or to be talking and flirting with your potential mate the whole time. But to say she was leaving crumbs for people to find is a lie. It's just a lie. Especially because it's been proven time and time again that Hater Nation will move hell and high water to figure out what Amberlynn is doing and who Amberlynn is talking to, no matter what. It's been proven time and time again. It was proven with Erica, and it was proven again with Amberlynn's most recent ex, Tommy. They will dig up absolutely everything and anything that they can in order to dox the people that Amberlynn is having a relationship with. People were simultaneously begging for side characters and scolding Amberlynn for putting her girlfriend in videos without showing her face. So what did you want? Did you want side characters or did you not want side characters? Even after Hater Nation doxed Jade, I'll say that again. Even after Hater Nation doxed Jade and posted her private social media photos, Jade still didn't say anything, and Hater Nation couldn't stand it. Jade still wouldn't address them, and Hater Nation could not stand it. Who's the narc again? Hater Nation? They didn't know anything about Jade, so they just decided to make shit up. They decided to make up the idea that Jade was using Amberlynn for money and that Amberlynn paid for Jade's car with no proof whatsoever. They had absolutely zero proof of this. Just like they didn't have proof that Jade didn't like Amberlynn. They just assumed that she didn't like Amberlynn because they themselves don't like Amberlynn. They literally doxed Jade's alma mater and job, but still didn't believe that Jade could afford her own car. They used Jade's court case to assume that Amberlynn was filing a lawsuit against her apartment complex for falling and tearing ligaments in her ankle, when Amberlynn clearly mentioned suing in jest. It was very clear that she wasn't serious about suing these people. But as usual, Hater Nation is given an inch and they take 40 miles. Jade was hardly involved in Amberlynn's online presence, but Hater Nation felt entitled to her. They felt entitled to her name, face, body, and opinions. When they didn't get that, they chose to dox her. And when that still didn't work, they chose to make up rumors about her. Now, there's a rumor that Amberlynn was physically abusive to Jade. Once again, absolutely no evidence. But Hater Nation wants Jade, a woman who they doxed and spread rumors about, to come forward with their story. Come forward, Jade, and tell us your very sensitive, alleged abuse story. Even though we doxed you, even though we've been calling you money hungry, even though we've been calling you all of the names in the book, come forward and divulge your deepest, darkest secrets to us, because we deserve it. Absolutely ridiculous. Jade owes you nothing. She owes you nothing, and I hope she never gives you anything. I hope Jade never comes forward. I hope Jade is living a great life and doing whatever Jade wants to do, and I hope that all of this is behind her. For you all to dox her, and then to say with conviction that you want to hear her story, you should have been trying to hear her story when she was there. You should have been trying to get to know Jade genuinely and in a nice way when she was there, instead of spreading false rumors about her with absolutely no proof. I really can't believe that all these people, Hater Nation, are the people that are constantly criticizing Amberlynn Reid when it's so clear that so many of you are just bad people. And I know that Amberlynn got a lot of flack for saying that she's better than the majority of you, but did she lie? Did she even lie? Let's also not forget that in their crusade to dox Jade and to figure out exactly who Jade is, Hater Nation doxed 2 other people. I don't know if I'll be able to find screenshots of these people. A lot of Hater Nation has kind of scrubbed their unethical doxing from YouTube, but they doxed multiple black women that they thought were Jade because these women had similar names on Instagram to the far from jaded name that Amberlynn said was Jade during her live stream. For some reason, this is always just glossed over. Hater Nation likes to just crop this out of their own history, and instead of admitting to having this crusade and this hard-on for doxing this woman, they blame Amberlynn for the doxing and don't mention the fact that they doxed other women. One of them, I believe, was a minor because they thought that they were in connection with Amberlynn Reid. Hater Nation has lots of unethical practices for a group of people that's constantly critiquing people for what they do or don't do in their relationships. They have made a lot of mistakes that they just don't talk about.